Welcome back to Guitarlele Tutorials. Today we are going to revisit some of the theories that we have already covered in one of our old video lessons. So that link to that video you can find here or here in the cards. In that video we have talked about the very basics of the music in general. So that applies to every instrument or vocals. So wherever there is a music that is applicable to that. Okay, so now we are going to show that in Guitarlele how that applies on Guitarlele. Okay, so in that video we have talked about notes, tones, semitones, octaves. Okay, these are the main thing that we will be concerning here over the Guitarlele as well. By now you should be quite comfortable with the string numbers, string names, and we'll be going over on top of that once again, and we'll start from there. So if you remember, so we hold the Guitarlele like this, and this is our first string closest to the floor and this is our sixth string close to your mouth. Okay, so that's how it's there, and both of these are actually A. Okay, and while both of these are A, we will now explore that, and in between we have 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, so Guitarlele has 6 strings and you should be knowing that, and the open names for the strings are A, D, G, C, E and A again. Okay, but this A, this top A, the top string that close to your mouth, that top A is actually 2 octaves lower than the bottommost A. Okay, so it goes actually 1 octave, 2 octaves higher in practicality. Okay, so both of them are A, but they have different pitches. Okay, so and also one more thing is that, so whenever you start from you start from your open string here, and you mostly will see in most of the instruments they have this notation here. So you have 2 dots. If you see here, there are 2 dots in the 12th fret. If you count, it will be 12th. Okay, so in the 12th fret you will get 2 dots. That basically denotes that this is an octave higher at this point. The pitch, if you play this, so this is an octave higher than this note. Okay, and that's true for all the 6 strings. Okay, and why that happens due to that, remember that note circle. So where you start from A, and when you take 12 steps you go back to A again. Okay, but that's an octave higher. The same thing happens here in Guitarlele as well. In Guitarlele, each fret is actually 1 semitone. Okay, or 1 half step. So if this is my open string A, now if I place my finger here, if I tap this fret here and I play, I'll essentially be playing A sharp. Same if I go one more, then it will be B, and then we have C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G and G sharp, and then A, and this is G sharp and then A again. Okay, so that's how it basically goes, and that's true for every string. So if you start from this D string, now this will be your D sharp. Okay, and in that it will be E, and then it will be F and so on. Okay, so you just remember that. Okay, in our next lessons we'll be covering some more how we are going to actually use this concept of different notes, different tones, and how we are going to form the chords, and why we play chords in certain way. Why do we play that? Okay, but before that, so once again, so this was the very basics of the Guitarlele theory that we have covered till now. Now you remember that between 2 A and let's say between 2 notes you have a sharp or flat. Between 2 notes in the, there is no so they are called pure tones, not pure tones, but yeah, they are called pure tones, and the sharp or flats are called accidentals, and the same accidental can be named 2 ways. Okay, so like I have A and A sharp, right? So this we can also call B flat, right? So whatever we are playing as A sharp is same playing as B flat, but we just name it different according to the context that we are using that particular tone. Okay, so these are called enharmonics, enharmonic equivalents. So they have same pitch but they don't have different notes. So they play the same pitch but they have different names. Okay, so that's what is an enharmonic equivalent. So C sharp and D flat are same, and same way G sharp and A flat is same, A sharp and B flat is same. And you remember that we don't have any sharps or flats between B and C and E and F. Okay, so you directly jump from B to C and you directly jump from E to F. Okay, so these are the basic things that we have already covered. And you remember also that we play 1 octave higher on 12th fret. So what is an octave? An octave is a complete note circle. So if you start from A and go back to A again by jumping 1 1 1 1 1 semitone 12 times, you get to the same octave, and that octave is essentially double in pitch that we already had in the previous one. So if my so that's actually C starts from 16 point something hertz, and in C0 that's actually, and then C1 goes to something 32.70 or something like that. So these things that we have already covered in theory. Now you may have a question, what are we going to do with all these theory lessons? Can't we just stick to playing guitarlele, make some music, make some fun? Definitely we can do that, but music theory helps a lot and boosts some of your creativity along the way. So that's why I asked for a poll for your suggestions. So what should I do next on either on music theory or on finger picking? I got a mixed response, almost 50-50. So now I tried to sketch a roadmap on the lessons coming forward. Then I found that if I give some theory and then I put some of that into finger picking lessons, that will definitely be helpful. That's why we just learned something on Guitalele, and in our next lessons on this theory series, we'll look into some of the chord formations and the way we do play some of the chords, why we play that way. So we'll try to explore that as well. Okay, and based on those concepts, we'll start our finger picking lessons later. Okay, so hopefully you'll enjoy this series and keep playing.